Hey guys, happy Saturday. I hope everybody is doing well. It's a nice sunny day here where I live. And today I want to talk about obsessing, but I want to talk about some things where you can, how you can notice that you are no longer in that obsessive mode. What does it look like? So let's start from the beginning. So after you break up with someone, and we're going to use the example of a breakup and the next, but obsessing this, what I'm going to tell you, it works on everything. It's the same process basically. I'm only using the example of, breakups and exes because that is the most common work I do for you guys. But if it's a job, if it's a crush, if it's anything else, you can just kind of switch my words a bit and it will be the same. So, after a breakup, if you if you have experienced breakups before, you know what I'm going to be talking about, and I'm sure that most of you have, and this is why you are on this channel. So, breakup, heartbreak is one of the hardest pains you're going to experience in your lifetime. It hurts tremendously. It's there to make us grow and make us learn, absolutely, but it's a very painful way of learning and growing. After a breakup, what tends to happen is that you tend to be very desperate, very needy. You tend to go in a very low vibration and very low self esteem as well because you feel rejected, you feel not wanted, you feel not chosen, you feel not good enough, all of those stuff, and you get triggered a lot and a lot of your core wounds get reopened, and it's a really bad place to be, as we all know, and it takes time to heal, and it is not easy. um, some of the things that a lot of people kind of do when they want to get back together with someone is that they're gonna do a lot of desperate things because they're going to be obsessed, and the reason why they're going to be doing these things is because of their fear that they're just going to lose this person forever and this person is going to find somebody else, and if they don't do something immediately, they have that urgency that they need to do something or it's just going to get lost forever. So they're going to beg, they're going to come up with all sorts of lies to get the other person to feel pity for them, and they think that pity will get the person back, but it will absolutely not. They try to run into the person, so they're going to go to the same gym, they're going to go walk around their workplace, their house, their home, whatever. They're going to try to go to the events they know the person is going to be at, or they kind of think the person might be at. So they're going to try to make themselves run into the person, thinking that if they do, the person's going to be like, oh, look, Karen is here as well, what a surprise, oh, I'm so in love with her, let's get back together. But in reality, what's going to happen is going to be, oh geez, Karen followed me here. Oh, that is so desperate. So, when you do desperate things, begging, chasing somebody physically, because this is chasing, going to an event you know they're going to be at is chasing. It is. Let's be honest. If you are not supposed to be on that event or don't want to be on that event specifically, if you do, it's another thing. Okay, obviously you need to be there. You're gonna go, and they're gonna know. Okay, this person also needs to be here. Or if it's a concert of a band you both like, same thing. But we're talking about when you don't need to be there. So chasing is a very desperate move. It's a needy move, and the person is going to know you're being needy or desperate, even though it seems like a very good idea to you at the moment. And I do understand it, but it's not. Trust me, it's not. And the same goes for vibrational chasing as well. So, what is vibrational chasing? Basically, as you guys know, we are all energies, right? Your energy, your axis energy, and we feel each other energies. Maybe you've noticed this, maybe you haven't, but you do feel each other's energies. When you don't like somebody, You basically don't like their energy, it just doesn't match with yours because you don't even maybe know the person. You've seen them once and you're just like, there's something about this person I just don't like. I can't put my finger on it, but I just don't like it. We can also kind of sense when someone is going through something, or when something is off with somebody. We just sense their energies. It's simple as that. And when we are desperate and needy, others feel it. Trust me, they feel it. And even if you are in no contact with a person and you're not chasing them physically, but all the time you're thinking about them, and I don't mean in a good way. I mean in a way where you are obsessing. What are they doing? Where are they? Are they with someone else? Will they forget about me? And you replay things from the past, where when you felt like a victim and all those things. They feel it, believe me, they feel it and they don't like it. It's not attractive. So do you know those men, for example, that have been single for forever and they're like really desperate, and they're like trying to contact a bunch of women on Facebook? I'm sure that every single woman has gotten a message from a guy like that, and they'll just send messages to random women, and you're just gonna feel the desperation in that message, and you're gonna get the ick. So that is what I'm talking about. The desperate energy is basically something we can feel. Yes, we can feel it, and others can feel it as well when we're being desperate. So this is why focusing on you, on some great things, and making some great things happen for you will make your energy attractive, and you're no longer gonna give that desperate vibe. Okay. Now, how do we know that we've actually stopped obsessing? Because a lot of times we're gonna think we have, and we really haven't. Now, to stop obsessing does not mean that you do not think about the person ever. It does not mean that you don't miss the person, and it does not mean that you don't want the person back. This is very important to clarify, because so many people tend to think that when you stop obsessing, it means you have moved on. But there is a difference, a huge difference between moving on and between being secure and stable. So when you are securely attached, it it doesn't involve obsessing, obviously. So it's a difference. You can still love somebody, you can still care for somebody, you can still miss somebody, and you can still want somebody back without obsessing over them. Obsessing is when you're feeling anxious all the time because you don't know where this person is, what are they doing, or are they with somebody else, and it drives you insane. Obsessing is when you constantly check on their social media, trying to find evidence that they are seeing somebody else, trying to dig up who are they seeing and all of those stuff. Extremely unhealthy behavior, guys. Unhealthy for you. Okay. So like I said, obsessing does not mean that you move on. Sorry, to stop obsessing does not mean that you move on. It does not mean that. It means that you have worked on yourself and got yourself in a really good vibration where you feel safe and secure and when you feel good. That's what it means. And you can feel good and safe and also miss somebody and want somebody back. Believe it or not. And I know a lot of you know this because you have managed to get there. But this is for those who haven't. So I'm saying this because number one fear with people who are obsessed over someone is that if they let go and if they concentrate on other things, they're gonna lose the person and they're not gonna be interested in the person anymore, and they really want to be interested in the person. So they're afraid to do any of the stuff I tell them to do because they kind of want to stay obsessed because they think they should in order to get back together with the person. And that's not true. Yes, you can let go of all of that fear and all of that anxiety and still want somebody back and still be interested in somebody. Don't you worry. It's actually called like safe, secure attachment. That's what it is. And people who are safely attached, they're going to miss someone, but they're going to continue with their lives. They're not going to spend their days obsessing and checking up on someone or sending needy texts. So that is the difference, guys. So some of the signs, if you have been obsessed and then have done the work and have gotten into higher vibrations, and you may be not sure if you're still obsessing or not, some of the signs will be that you will no longer have the urge to text this person and, to try to find things out or, beg them for anything. You will no longer check on their social media if this is something you have been doing. You will no longer try to go to the events they go to. So I remember, I'm going to tell you an example from my own life. You know that when I was young, I used to obsess a lot over men, boys at the time, right? Let's call them boys. And they're men now, but they used to be boys. So, and I told you that I had a really big problem with letting go with vibrational work. And even though I was working on my vibration, I remember that, and I was getting better, and like I wasn't as obsessed, and I wasn't, I did move on with my life and all of that stuff. But I've noticed, I haven't noticed, I've noticed it only when, I stop having that happen to me. But what I have been doing, and I was thinking the whole time, okay, I'm no longer obsessed. I'm so good. I'm doing well. Like, things are going for me. A lot of areas in my life have blossomed when I from my vibrational work. So I know I was getting better and everything. But what I was doing wrong, not intentionally, it was still me obsessing. What I was doing was, for example, when there was a specific concert of a band that and these are like bands that are not like huge, they're like just local stuff here, that I kind of might have gone through, but I wasn't a huge fan. It wasn't bad, it was fine for me, but usually I wouldn't have gone to the concert. But I knew that my ex was probably going to be there. I would simply go, and I would have this urge to go, and I would like ask all of my friends, hey, are we going? Are we going? Let's go, and try to find a friend that would be willing to go with me so I could go there and see him. And I wasn't being aware that it was obsessive because, I wasn't like obsessing over him anymore all the time. But I was like trying to use every opportunity I got, and I didn't really, I guess, I didn't really have big plans for that. I was just kind of like, he's going to see me there and I'm going to see him, and, he's going to think about me or whatever. And what I've noticed was different when I finally stopped obsessing was that there was, a similar type of an event, and I knew he was going to be there, and I just wasn't even trying to go there. It was okay for me to miss that event and to do something that I would rather do, to go to an event that I would rather go to instead of going to an event that I know he would rather go to. So that means putting yourself first and your needs, because, okay, I'm not really interested in this band that much. I'm way more interested in this other one. So I'm going to go there because it's for me, because my life is not about trying to run into this person anymore. And I still wanted the ex. I still did. I still wanted to get back together, but I was not trying to kind of control it or manipulate it in any way. So that is the difference, guys. And I hope this audio makes sense. And I hope this example makes sense, because that is the best I can describe it, since that's how I experienced it. It doesn't have to be like specifically an event for you guys. It can be something else where you notice that difference, that you are no longer trying to do something just because you know this other person is gonna do it or gonna be there or would like you to do it or would like you to be that way. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be an event, but you are like kind of thinking your first thoughts are, what do I want to do? What do I like? It's putting yourself first. It's no longer trying to kind of put them first, basically, because that's what you're doing when you're doing all of these things. And a lot of people after a breakup, their mindset is gonna be kind of towards things that their ex kind of wanted them to do or wanting them to be. So they're going to be trying to change into a person their ex would like better. I have noticed that a lot of people do that. So they're even going to try to change their mindsets towards the things that their ex kind of wanted them to, want or be or whatever. And that is completely wrong, because that is not who you are. You should be changing your mindset towards what really benefits you and makes you a better person, makes you the best version of yourself. Things that you actually truly want and stuff you always wanted to do, but for some reason you didn't. So that is what you should be doing, instead of trying to become the best version that your ex would want you to be, is becoming the best version of yourself that you would want to be. And you're becoming that version for the ex and for yourself, but that is the only pure and honest way to do vibrational work, to align yourself with your own wishes and with what's inside of you, truly your essence, guys, and not trying to become somebody you're not. So that is basically what it should be about. I hope this was helpful. I hope you're doing well. I hope it's a nice day where you are as well. I love you guys. Bye.